and welcome to MTU Esports. Today, our MTU Huskies League of Legends team is taking on Maryville University in the NACE Varsity Premier League.
I'm Nolan.
And I'm Ben.
And on our MTU players starting lineup, we got our captain, David, aka Bar in the Box, Hayden as Big Daddy Bard, Brandon on Dr. Kennan, Kevin as 67, Kent as Crafty Games, and Jacob playing as Vacation.
And on the other team for Maryville, we have Niles, their captain. We have Get Back, Kachuk, PCL, Pistol 44 EDW, The Odd Orange, and Zyko.
And MTU is going into this match with an amazing 5-0 scoreline for this season so far in NACE. However, they're not alone. Maryville also has that same scoreline of 5-0. Both teams undefeated, with this match being the tiebreaker. Now, this is very interesting because this match is basically going to decide who tops who in the conference. So we're basically competing for them for first seed in the conference. And then whoever wins gets first seed.
And we'd like to apologize for the technical difficulties as we will not have a camera for the stream.
And it is interesting. Have you played League recently so far?
I've played a little, just to refresh.
Mm-hmm. Have some Nexus Blitz games under your belt yet?
I do indeed.
Yes. I haven't played it out yet, even though the game didn't it come out yesterday?
Oh, I thought it came out today.
Today or yesterday? It might have been
one
today.
of the two.
Yes, but amazing game mode. I believe the cannon's still in there. I haven't really played it.
The cannon is still in there.
Okay, good.
Yep, Nexus Bliss is just as I remember. It's pretty great.
Any team comps roll you yet in that?
There was a Pantheon who kept Wing me while I was playing Samira, and that was a time.
Assassin versus assassin, but with a spear. Always happens. Pantheon is sort of that champion. Early game, late game. I mean, mid game, maybe not so much late game. His fall off potential just decreases. But Samira, she just gets collapsed on by him. Anyways, it is quite interesting because I don't know if I'm guessing you've seen the notification when you open up League. The names on League will be changed due to the Riot account's name. So our, say, 67 has 67 as his name, but something entirely different. If you've ever opened up Valorant and said the name there, he has one free change name to the one, or else he'll just be named what he is on Valorant.
Really? So they're changing the League names based on Valorant?
So technically, the League names is something entirely different from their Riot accounts, and then the Valorant is your Riot account's like name-ish kind of thing. It's basically like that. That's so more people, I think, can have like names. I don't know if League has gotten that popular so that they need a bunch of naming conventions and taglines so people can actually have unique names.
But yeah, so I don't know if you knew this. I found out just recently before this match was coming up that apparently their mid laner last year, Maryville's mid laner, ended up on Team Liquid and is now in Worlds.
Oh, really?
League of Legends, yeah.
That is quite interesting.
So this is quite the team that MTU is going up against, but I believe.
Definitely some Goliaths, but I think we might be able to if we maybe like play safe in the mid lane. It doesn't matter how good you are if you're not ahead to push that lead, if you know what I mean. If we play around those other lanes like bot, top lane, and just leave mid to just exist, maybe we have a chance.
Maybe, I guess we'll see. I think that MTU, I believe in them. I think we got this. I think that it's going to be 2-0 sweep. Honestly, yeah.
Looking for a good game, though. So, for that, who do you think is going to be a good pick for us in the mid lane to try and not fall too far behind, but also have relevance later in the game?
Ooh, okay, so I think that we're definitely going to need to secure some kind of lead early. I think we want someone in the mid lane that's going to be able to like roam up and potentially get like a 3-man top or like a 4-man bottom. Potentially like secure some kills.
I know that we have quite a history with playing Acel, honestly, because the amount he scales, and you can play so far back with him too, with all of his range, rushing Rylai's. How is someone going to get on you when they're slowed constantly and getting pulled away? It is quite a good pick, and I think MTU might like that to get that solid, just mid lane going.
But as I understand it, Big Daddy Bard also has a very good Cassante.
Oh, really?
And I think that might just be worth picking up that because he is fantastic on the character if you've ever seen him.
And Cassante is especially a good character. I remember seeing almost a clip of a Cassante 12 minutes in, 168 armor, and I'm like, how did this happen? How did we get here? And I believe it's his passive that gives him so much armor.
Yeah, I believe it's something like that.
And then that paired with all of his knockups, hit so much HP, knockups on basically a 1-second cooldown. It is quite strong. And can't forget about the unstoppable channel and unstoppable ultimates, which goes over walls, brings you with me. Sorry, now you're under the tower. And we will be going to intermission here. We will see you all during pick bans. Back from intermission, winning on these pick bans to roll in here. So I think that MTU might focus a little bit of the bans on the mid lane, looking for maybe a Silas ban. He's really strong, and once he gets a lead, there's no stopping him. Because what are you going to do against your own team's abilities?
Yeah, I could definitely see a Silas ban coming out. All
right, for the side of MTU, probably the Silas. I don't know if there's any certain ADCs that are too strong right now. I think more so of the tankier static champions kind of roll in lane, and those that get aheads especially go a lot more.
Yeah, for the side of Maryville, I could see them banning out Nico, because I know that our Dr. Kennen, if I remember correctly, happens to be the #1 Nico in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they are a fantastic Nico player.
The Nico tech actually rolls pretty deep, especially with the amount of things you could do with the passive.
Yeah, with the changes, we can like turn into minions. Yeah,
turn into jungle camps. I've quite had my fair share of sitting as a minion or as in a jungle camp, just waiting for the jungler.
But I believe we are seeing the first bans roll in. We have a Belveth ban from the side of Michigan Tech.
It's quite interesting seeing that sort of carry in the jungle ban, especially with the new jungle changes that are out. Especially like hard carry junglers are seeing a big decrease in play and in win rate and a lot of levels of play. And the Cassante ban for Maryville on
that makes a lot of sense. As I mentioned earlier, our mid laner, Big Daddy Bard, really good Cassante player. That ban makes a lot of sense.
And then the Orianna ban from Michigan Tech. Orianna might be what their mid laner likes to play. Let's see for Michigan Tech's last ban for the best of 3 after Maryville
ban from Maryville.
The Jinx ban from Michigan Tech. Not wanting to see that hyper carry into late game. Michigan Tech's playing for maybe a scaling comp? Or maybe an early game comp, trying to win before the enemy team even gets ahead.
Yep.
And there's the Nico ban, like you said, from Maryville. Ziggs pick by Michigan Tech. That's going to be really good for destroying
our ADC pick, I believe. Not sure on that one.
Sometimes honestly have seen Ziggs top lane, and it's really good because if the jungler doesn't go top lane, you can get free poke on the enemy later. Lots of turrets, lots of good stuff. He's also might be safe in the mid lane with his W to get out of jail. And Maryville picking for their ADC. The Callista
And
Hover
that
is
a
very interesting.
Callista pick?
The Callista Lock.
That's not what I was expecting. I haven't been to League or at least I haven't like been keeping up in a fair bit until recently. But if I remember correctly, Callista isn't exactly the most meta pick.
No, she is not. But I actually played with a friend who was like top 7 Callista World. He is on the league team for another school right now. But we used to duo a lot, and he was before like a lot of people picked her up. She is really good if you know how to play her. You can get lots of free damage early. Her early damage is crazy, as well as her potential to keep up with early fights, with her passive, being able to jump and stay on to people. It's going to be very interesting, the early game in the bot lane.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the Callista like know-how is really important when it comes to like how much damage your E is going to do, your rend.
No, yeah, for sure. And knowing that is just knowing the champion. And with as well as Maryville picking up that rumble, that's going to be good. Might be a top lane pick just to exist with the shields, able to keep them alive. And Michigan Tech with that Senna pick, that's going to be really healthy in the bot lane to poke out the enemy ADC. Senna's quite good right now in my opinion, just because all of her range, going glacial, you can slow someone from so far away, wall healing your teammate, just if you line it up just correctly. And then the Cho'Gath lock from Michigan Tech, looking for a scaling comp, and that is the Blitzcrank hover, maybe lock from Maryville. Callista Blitzcrank is really good. As Blitzcrank pull, Callista can just kite around and around and around, and that's the lock from Blitzcrank. Callista Blitzcrank is very good, as Callista needs an engaged support with her.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of a meat grinder of, oh, Blitzcrank pulled you in. Callista's just running around you, dashing all about. You can't really hit her. It's harder to hit her because that's...
Yeah, our bot lane is definitely going to have to play careful because that could very easily turn against them.
And once Callista gets a lead, if she has the items on you, it's not looking too great for you. And then looking into the second pick ban, for Maryville with the Ivern ban, which is kind of interesting.
Ivern is a pretty good jungle pick. I mean, he does have like one of the fastest clears on the roster.
Especially with him being a support jungler, it might be good and not a hard carry jungler. And then Michigan Tech with the Rel ban, and then Maryville with that J4 ban. I remember last time, or a couple NACE matches ago, we picked J4, and he ended up going almost 11-2 or something along those lines, and it actually stomped.
So the Rel ban, has changes been done to Rel?
I don't believe so, but I believe Rel top is decent. I'm not sure why, as the Blitzcrank lock has been picked. Michigan Tech with the final Azir ban, as Maryville has not chosen their desired mid laner yet. Trying to get that last pick, maybe hopefully prevent Maryville from getting their mid lane. And Maryville picking up the Graves, which I don't think has had effects of the jungle changes due to his passive, giving him so much tankiness. He could still be played as an assassin, but his clear speed is heavily reduced because the camps got a lot tankier because of the jungle buffs.
Really?
Yeah.
I was not aware of this.
Yeah, jungle nerfs, I should say. And then Pantheon picked up from Michigan Tech. Yeah, I remember watching some content from Graves, like almost pro player, and he's just like did almost pathing perfectly, but it still took like almost 1 minute 30 extra for the clear.
Damn. See the Pantheon pick over on the side of Michigan Tech.
Looks like Michigan Tech has a good skill. Michigan Tech with a Viego hover. I'd love to see some Viego in this game. Viego and the Viego lock. That is going to be an interesting pick, as honestly, it doesn't look too bad, especially with the Cho'Gath. With that ult, Viego could get a early soul on the other team. And then depending on how big Cho'Gath is, it could just be Callista on like half HP, just chomped on. Viego takes her and then kites all around. And then the Maryville Akali last hover. Yep, and the lock for the Akali mid, which is a champ with high skill expression, which I'm guessing is the mid laner, probably more comfortable on that Akali. She has a lot of damage, and it looks like this might be an interesting game.
Looks like we're going to have the Cho'Gath and Rumble top. I'm assuming the Viego and Graves jungle.
Yes, that sounds about right.
The Pantheon and Akali mid. And then finally, Ziggs Senna versus Callista Blitzcrank.
Or you could also have Ziggs mid and Pantheon Senna bot lane, with Pantheon being the support, Senna being the ADC. It's going to be interesting on where they put all of these people.
So is there anything that stands out to you particularly about these comps?
I'm thinking that MTU's comp is going to be really fun because you do have that early games of that Pantheon, of that Senna is really oppressive early, two really oppressive champions, as well as late game scaling champions. You got that Cho'Gath who infinitely ramps up and ramps up and ramps up. Senna who, even though has that early game presence, she still infinitely scales. As well as the Viego pick, I'm really interested in because I've dealt in my fair share of Viego, as he is very fun to play, especially killing people, going in and out of souls. I'm also curious to see on what the Viego builds, because those carry junglers have been nerfed due to the increase of health of camps. Tank junglers just clear better and healthier than them, and gank easier than them. So it's interesting to see on if he'll go more sort of damage Viego or more tanky.
Yeah. So
it looks like it can go either way. With that Ziggs providing lots of AP damage, Cho'Gath does a lot of just tanking in general. Same with Senna can heal and do a lot of AD damage. Pantheon with that burst damage. Overall, he could go anything. And looking on the side of Maryville, they have a good mix of each. Callista, lots of AD. Graves probably going to go lethality, be tanky, try and one-shot people. And then with the Akali, more AP damage, and the Blitzcrank just to try and provide that little bit more of engage.
Yep. With our infinitely scaling characters, I don't see the game going long enough for that to matter too much. I mean, it could, but...
Do you predict that there is going to be like some macro thing that the Maryville is able to do or will able to do to try and get ahead, or?
There might. There very well could be. These are some top level players, so I could definitely see some funny things coming out from them.
I'm kind of just wondering if Maryville will go for that level 1 invade. I know it's not like the best strats, but they do have a Blitzcrank against MTU's level 1 isn't looking too hot on the preventative take, so if
especially their mobility, if Blitzcrank lands a good hook, I'm not sure they'll be able to get away.
Yeah, on either Senna, maybe even Pantheon, on Viego as well, they have no choice to burn summoner spells. And then
so, yeah, if you would like to keep up with some of our games, you can, or when we are playing games, you can follow us on Twitter, or X as it is now, MTU Esports, to get daily updates about our upcoming matches and results.
Yeah, and we post basically all of the games there, whether it's League, Valorant, CS, all of that sort of thing, as Rocket League as well. Basically all that we have.
So we are going to be throwing it to a quick 3-minute intermission while we wait for the delay.
We'll talk to you all back when the game starts. See you then. like some shenanigans down in the bot lane. The Blitzcrank, they're all going bot. Pour in a box, getting the hook in. First pick on the Viego. Not looking good as it's going on to the Kalista. Kalista gets that one with the second on Akali, and it is a meat grinder in the bot lane.
That is not what MTU needed. Handing over 3 kills right at the very beginning.
1 to the ADC, 1 to the mid, and 1 to the jungle. All very, very bad stuff.
Yeah, starting this off with a, what is that, a 1k gold lead?
Yeah, 1k gold on the side of Maryville.
1.5, yeah.
Especially with on the mid laner, she can roam. She gets that Dark Seal early. She can basically go in a lot earlier. Kalista with the first buy on the recurve bow, I believe. That is going to be quite strong. She's going to make a lot more slippery in the distance that she dashes.
Yep, and that extra on-hit damage will be nice when poking against the laners.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like we have a Pantheon mid and the Senna, Senna Ziggs bot lane? So I guess neither of us were right on that bot lane. And Big Daddy Bard trying to get some poke off onto the Akali. Unfortunately, losing the trade. Top lane, Craftinator against that.
Senna
bot lane is going to be very interesting.
Blitzcrank misses the
like
hook.
Getting free poke onto the Kalista. Kalista's one thing is she has very little health regen and very little health early, so that is her only downside early. She has high damage, so if she plays around that Blitzcrank and Blitzcrank lands the hooks, it might be a free lane for them. Otherwise, it's very interesting. Big Daddy Bear getting level 2 at the same time as Cashew. Unfortunately, being pushed towards the enemy tower. Big Daddy Bard, unfortunately, falling to Cashew.
Another kill for Maryville, and a second kill for Maryville.
And that is the level 2 power spike in the bot lane.
Does not look like Kalista will be able to finish off 67.
67 able to get out of there. Fortunately so, 67 is the ADC, so he will be able to pick up some of the farm. And a top lane wave is slashing down onto Craftinator. Maybe
and
using some.
Maryville extends their gold league to right around 3k.
With already, almost 3 minutes in, 2 bounties on Maryville. It is looking quite good for Maryville. Blitzcrank is alone here, getting hit by the Poro in the box. Unfortunately, the root for Senna does not land. Poro in the box getting hooked under.
Yep, 67 was a bit too far away to help with that gank.
Zyko unfortunately able to successfully get out and back under tower. Looking at the CS here in top lane, we have almost 9 CS up on that Rumble. Looks like the Rumble is almost starving Cho'Gath, just trying to play and poke and then get damage off. Looks like doing them amazing. Craftinator unable to. Big Daddy Bard getting the stun off on Karcho. Looks like a gank might be set up for the mid lane here. Pantheon pushed up very far.
And Graves comes in for the gank.
Big Daddy Bard maybe burning a summer
Pantheon
spell. Flashes down on Big Daddy Bard. It looks like
Senna's W stops the
Kalista.
The teleport over the wall. What is that called? Hextech Flash Traption.
What? Wait. Hextech Flash. I don't think anyone has inspiration here. Oh, Blitzcrank does.
Blitzcrank does.
Yeah, Blitz has some Hextech Flash. Looking at the summon spells, yeah. Looks like Dr. Kennen might be looking interesting.
And lands the hook on Senna.
Dr. Kennen, and it is unfortunate for that. The Kalista damage ramping is crazy once you get a lead, so unfortunately bot lane is not good. 67 able to get all of the minions down.
Does not look
being
like
one.
67 can secure the kill.
67 may be able to if throwing out a Q, and unfortunately
just barely not enough.
Kalista with basically 50 HP up. Pour in the box, getting the kill onto Graves. Unfortunately, not a shutdown in topside jungle. Maybe looking to pick up off that Akali, or Akali looking to pick up off of the Pantheon, trying to get the Dark Seal stats, the stun on, and the Viego onto. Unfortunately, level 4 versus level 5 for everyone. Akali going back in. And the Viego gameplay, getting the shutdown on Akali. This Viego might be what we need to get us back in the game.
Yeah, if Poro in a box can keep extending this lead of his, that could be very good for MTU.
Yep.
And that was a Rumble ult coming out, but it was Rumble is able to finish off the kill.
Unfortunately, with the level advantage, Rumble is able to ult and slow and the damage on him. His ult does a lot of damage. I think it has like 200% AP. I don't know if it's 200% AP scaling, but it is a lot.
Blitzcrank misses the hook.
67 just barely going out with his W ability. Silly Billy getting poked down.
And Maryville bot lane backs off. Looks like Akali is coming down towards the bot side jungle.
Viego is going to maybe skirmish with Akali.
And 67 goes down.
To the Kalista. It looks like Pour in the Box and Dr. Cannon are in an interesting scenario here. Pour in the Box able to make it out. And it looks like they're just going to let the tower crash because, as seen earlier, they can dive and they will dive. The Viego and the Akali fighting it in red side jungle. Pour in the Box, unable to, flashes over, able to get out actually with.
And Akali misses the second ult, yes. That was very good for him.
Pour in the Box, able to get out, safe and sound. Unfortunately, a level bit behind the Graves, which is
and
not
Blitzcrank
good.
lands the hook, and that's another kill for the Maryville bot lane.
Seems about right for Kalista and Blitzcrank.
And Kalista ult comes out, knocking up Ziggs. Not enough to finish off the kill yet, but they are going for the tower dive. There we go. Kalista confirms the kill. So that's now a, 5.5K gold lead on the side of Maryville.
In 7 minutes, it is impressive.
Game's not over yet, but that is a substantial lead.
Diego able to pick up some items here, so hopefully he will be able to help extend this lead to the lanes. Graves looking like he's mostly just ganked that bot lane once with but unfortunately up 16 minions from the Viego. Unknown if that is from lanes or not. Looks like mid lane, Blitzcrank's going to roam, try and get that pick onto Pantheon, trying to extend that Akali's lead, get her more Darksteel stacks, get her more fed.
In terms of our other lanes, with Cho'Gath and Rumble up top, Rumble has a pretty good 30 CS lead onto the Cho'Gath.
And Rumble already has boots, so that is quite good.
And
Tier 2 boots in that.
Looks like we have 4 people heading up towards top side for
looks like
Cho'Gath here. They are going for the
have enough kills.
Tower dive. Is
Braves
it going?
And Blitzcrank and Rumble. Rumble all unable to go out.
There's the Blitzcrank hook, and Graves gets the kill. And the bot side.
Kalista 1v2. Kalista ahead.
Yep.
Has boots. Has all sorts of damage.
Kalista just extending her lead and picking up both of the bot laners.
That is the thing about Kalista. With her mobility, with her damage, she can, once she's ahead, she can just kill everyone.
Question is Poro in a box going to go for this on Kalista?
This is a 700 gold shutdown and the Pantheon ult in. It looks like Silly Billy is in an unfortunate circumstance. Poro in the box being able to getting chunked. And that is the shutdown going to Pantheon. 1,000 gold.
Pantheon, yeah, picked up a 1,000 gold shutdown.
After Silly Billy was just barely able to kill Poro in the box. That E damage really did chunk him for that, maybe like, say, 300 health, leaving him just a 1. Unfortunately, bot lane, Dr. Cannon thought he could walk up 4 levels, 3 levels under the mid laner. It's not looking good.
Oh, and with Blitzcrank's assistance, Akali is able to not die to Pantheon.
And then the Blitz looks like Ziggs is going to end up going back bot lane to maybe try and defend the turrets.
Rumble's still just bullying Cho'Gath so much.
It is really tough, especially as Rumble against, for a tank against Rumble with his passive. So he gets that shield, he gets that movement speed, he gets that poke too. He has a lot of range with his E ability, and he's building shields. It's not fun for anyone who goes against him. That doesn't outrange him, which that's already a range top, so you'd have to have an interesting team comp to be in a winning situation against it. Deep ward from Rumble into Poro in the box jungle. It looks like there is going to be a collapse
for Rumble.
Proud Knight.
But it doesn't want. There we go. Now it's going to show us that.
And
Rumble ult coming out
in the jungle. Rumble ult in the jungle is quite good. Unfortunately, the double stun on for Viego. Viego able to pick up Proud Knight.
Kill. Kalista ult coming out on mid lane.
Blitzcrank taking heavy damage from tower. Ziggs 67 picking up the Blitzcrank kill. That is a shutdown for the Ziggs. Hopefully allowing him to scale a little bit more.
Kalista makes it away and gets to back, it would appear.
fine. Her 700 gold shutdown has diminished to a 200 gold shutdown, but she does already have Bork, so that is going to be detrimental for fighting against Cho'Gath, against your Viego, against your Pantheon, if they don't expect that Bork.
You can see that 1k gold shutdown definitely helped Pantheon. He has been able to pick up an Eclipse.
That definitely bumps up his damage and his survivability with that shield.
Which makes them the first 2 people to get their first big item.
Yeah, and it looks like following that, Viego might be, unfortunately, is under a bit of CS against the Graves, as Graves has picked up he's picked up the Rift, he's picked up all of his camps, trying to not helping and roaming as much towards the lanes, and just Rift Herald is popped in the mid lane, and it looks like they will be able to get this tower. Heavy
Pantheon
fighting on the side.
Coming out. There is
Four in the box, able to pick up the Callista. Unfortunately, almost able to pick up the Blitzcrank as well. The mid lane turret is
Not
still
enough.
alive. Big Daddy Bard.
Pantheon is going
trying
in
to get
hard for the Blitz, but not enough.
Dr. Kennen in the 1v3 here. 1 HP on that turret.
Mid lane tower is just
trying
1
to
HP. Just
maybe
got to
defend
back
it.
off. Hopefully avoid this Blitzcrank
trying to
hook
get
that's
the
coming
onto
out.
Dr.
But
Kennen. Hex Flash into it. And the minions
not get the hook.
get down, Mr. President. Dr. Kennen lives another day.
up here in the top lane, Rumble has gotten around Cho'Gath and is trying to kill him before he's able to get back to turret.
Unfortunately, it looks like.
And Rumble is able to get the kill. Akali tower diving onto 67, but is not able to secure it with the ult.
With that, Akali E able to get out of there just in time. Viego showing bot lane. Akali is looking to back, so is Ziggs. No net gain in the bot, but is some wasted time from the Akali when she could be trying to maybe get her stacks someplace else.
So update on the gold. It looks like we're looking at a 7 point something K gold lead.
Yeah.
Right around there.
Yeah, basically. And Big Daddy Bard getting picked off by 3. The Blitzcrank. Really, you can't really push up too much into your mid lane there, especially without that tier 2 tower. It is a little risky, but none of MU were on the map, so it is unfortunate. Looks like Poor in the box looking to maybe go in on Silly Billy, but unfortunately, unknown where the rest of Maryville's team is located.
Maryville is sitting mostly top side.
Silly Billy almost getting the pick up on 67, going half, sending in the Blitzcrank to maybe pick up a kill or 2. Blitzcrank going in, continuing to go in, and falls for Big Daddy Bard.
Basically just runs it right into their team.
Four in the box, going over, dodging the Q from Callista. Pantheon ulting on Callista. It looks like a lot are trying to go for the Callista here.
4-man collapse onto Callista. Callista gets by the
Stun
root, the
getting
stun.
down, and then
Is
Akali
it enough?
is there, and
It
then
is.
that is going to be picked up, and Viego is now Callista, and bot lane is going to be a little interesting. And he is no longer Callista.
Pantheon picked up the Callista kill again, and I believe the 200 shutdown plus kill gold. I believe that sounds right.
It's like Big Daddy Bard looking to almost 2v1 Shaku here.
Kali ult coming out.
Parry
Sana ult.
off of Big Daddy Bard, blocking majority of the Kali's damage. Abilities on CD. Looks like a collapse from Poor in the box, unable to make the sun.
And
Shaku
Akali
picking up the Akali.
picks up a kill on Viego in the background. And Graves picks up a second kill onto Pantheon.
3-0 on the side of MU. Unfortunately, not enough items, I think, for the side of MTU. Looks like a lot of mythics have been picked up for the side of MTU. We got that Leandries on Ziggs, Kraken. Not exactly a mythic, but a full item on the Viego. Eclipse on that Pantheon, like you said earlier, that early rush on it. And unfortunately, none for the...
And Rumble picks up another kill onto Cho'Gath and is
Looks
looking
like
for that Rumble.
Another...
Or the Ziggs.
Looks like 67 might be able to get out. Ulting down.
Nope.
Fortunately not.
Rumble Great picks up both those kills. And has a 50 CS lead onto Cho'Gath. Along with a 5 kill lead.
I was about to say, it is quite silly that he still only had a 150 gold bounty, and then it just increased to 450 right then as he got out of combat. And it looks like Blitzcrank might be getting picked off.
Blitzcrank is a little bit far in, but
for
it looks like he is going to be able to make it out. Pantheon flashes and secures the kill, but is he going to die for it? Yes. Graves picks up the kill onto Pantheon, going 1 for 1 in that fight.
And honestly, 1-for-1 on the side of MTU might not be that bad because MTU is not worth as much as the picks.
I believe Blitzcrank did have a small shutdown
Mm-hmm.
bonus. I don't believe Pantheon did.
Nope, not yet. If MTU had a bounty, it doesn't look like it. Because of the gold leads, I don't know if it would be able to. As of the league's calculation. Crafty did get the Rift Herald with the Cho'Gath ults, which is really, really nice for the side of MTU. Might be able to get some turrets and maybe even turret plating. Not turret plating. Turret
and
golds.
Graves picks up a kill onto Cho'Gath.
Four on the side of
MU.
MT. Oh yeah. 4 on the side of MU are blue side jungle, 4 on the box. It is going to be really, really tough contesting here as MTU only have 4 up, 3 trying to go. This looks like a Big Daddy Bard is going to try and get dived on. 67, maybe able to provide some peel.
There's the Sun ult coming out.
Dr. Kennen, big shield onto him.
Blitzcrank hook lands, and
Pantheon gets bursted down.
Does not finish off the Blitzcrank.
And it looks like a lot of MUs will be backing. Viego looking to go in. Viego getting
Blitzcrank
hooked.
lands another hook.
Getting
and
bursted
Viego
down by all of them. Blitzcrank going in onto 67.
There goes
Picking
Senna,
up on the Senna, and 67
and Zig
barely
survives.
managing to survive. Yep.
fraction of HP.
The
And
movement,
that is a back from Maryville.
the movement on Callista with her ult is a very unique combo, and it is very good because sure she can ult someone, and then she just takes them with them for the ride.
Yeah.
Dashing and dashing, especially when she's so far ahead. She dashes so fast, can put out so many autos, and it is not fun on the receiving end, having
So-
that many spears on you.
See Maryville kind of heading bot side, probably trying to look to pick up that dragon.
Mm-hmm. Setting up for Dragon is really good here for them. 67 getting went in on
And
by Kachu.
67 is not
Looks
able
like
to survive the Akali.
Akali is in a 1v4 scenario here. 2v4 with the Callista. Looks like MTU.
Now it is a almost
back
nope,
out.
it looks like they're all just backing out. Is Graves going to be able to pick up on the kill on the Cho'Gath?
Looks like a dive onto the turret.
And Viego does not make
unable
it
to
out.
Yep. It's like Big Daddy Bard trying to go in onto the Akali in the mid lane. It looks like he might have enough damage, and it's
And-
close.
yep.
And the
Close to
Akali
picks
is
up the
1
call on that
HP,
Cho'Gath,
and then
and
the Akali E to Zanya's able to save her life and get the kill. Very impressive on the Akali.
I didn't know you could do that on Akali.
I did not know the damage still went through, even if he were Zonya's.
I'm going to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
It is very soon. Dr. Kennen and on by the Graves. Graves looking very low. Or in the box looking to
Blitzcrank is looking for that hook, and he lands it.
And
That
Viego
should be a
is
dead
on.
Viego to Callista,
And Kenna
and
gets
Senna.
picked up.
Yep.
Callista just tearing through the entirety of MTU. It's unfortunate. Fed Callistas do a lot.
Yep. They're not even going for that dragon. They might be looking to end right here.
With this advantage, you don't even have to go for dragons as long as you maintain your lead. It's
Yep.
very good. Callista
Callista
looking
looking
very, very low.
Ziggs is picked off. Blitzcrank
Pantheon
lands a
gets
hook.
hooked in. Viego is up. If he gets the pick onto Callista, this might be good for MTU. And it looks like a lot of poke going on. Rumble able to maybe peel off some of the melee champions from the main paths.
And
Cho'Gath
Cho'Gath gets an
ulting
ult.
the Blitzcrank,
but
the pick
falls.
on. 4 in the box, chilling in, going to help out. Looks like Maryville is trying to decide to pick up some objectives while there is no minions in there other than just trying to look for kills.
Now they're backing off. They might be looking for a dragon into Baron, and then looking to finish off this game.
Looks like they're trying. Looks like Kachu is looking to go in on 67. 67.
And Akali picks up 2 kills.
Lots of interesting movement with the Akali. It's interesting just to see how she moves with her E, and then Big Daddy Bard getting picked off by both Rumble and the Graves. Craftinator in a 1v2 trying to pick up the Heartsteel.
And yep, league client, small indie company.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Cho'Gath did not die to Rumble and Graves.
Nope. Able to get out. Tanky. Dr. Kennan flashing out of the Blitzcrank hook. TP in. 5 of Maryville at MTU's doorstep. Does not look good for MTU here. Silly Billy. Callista might go down. Callista's down. Viego on the Callista. Dashing around. Kenny with that. As the Blitzcrank now. No longer as fed. Looks like Maryville is really, really low here. Unfortunately, Viego unable to pick it up. And Kauchu able to burst down the Viego.
Senna did pick up 2 kills there.
Flash
And
ult from Craftinator on
1,000 gold shutdown.
Big money to the big guy himself. Kali going in, trying to get out as much damage on as possible.
And Rumble picks up a kill onto Pantheon.
And Kali almost looking very low.
And
Second 1,000 golds to the Cho'Gath. Looking very tasty for the Cho'Gath. Just trying to defend the minions. Fortunately, at MTU's base, it is being harassed by minions. That's that one super. And MTU now has an open base. So one bad fight for MTU, and it is over. But it is still possible.
One back door.
Yep. There is a Rift Herald still top lane from
Looks like Maryville finally picked it off.
Yep, decided, oh, maybe we should like defend our turrets, because that did probably give around 400 gold to each of MTU due to objective bounties.
That sounds about right. Damn.
Maryville able to pick up a lot of items because I think they were just at our doorstep, knocking away all the way till they either died or they backed.
And we see the Baron fight starting for Maryville, and MTU knows. So it looks like MTU might just be giving. Yes. They're not exactly heading in this direction.
It is not.
Viego taking Raptors and looking to sneak in a Cloud Drake, it would appear. But other than that, it looks like, yes, they are just giving up Baron.
And it looks like Viego quickly trying to take down the Baron, or the Dragon. 3 setting up bot sided. There is 5 of Maryville trying to go down almost mid lane or top lane. Just tearing MTU's gates open. 67 in a bad position here, as Maryville are quite fast. Cho'Gath gets hooked in. 67 gets bursted down by the Akali. Akali's second ult about to go off. Big Daddy Bard down. 67 down. Viego still up. Unfortunately,
and they both go down
all
in
get
Fountain.
Up in Fountain.
That is going to be game 1 to Maryville. Yeah.
A Fiesta and a Bloodfest. 1 dragon on each side and almost 17.
Yeah, about 16.5k gold lead. That was a game.
Yep. So many items on the side of Maryville. They were absolutely dripping out. And if you want to be dripping out, University Images, looking to spice up your style, University Images is your official headquarters for authentic Michigan Tech Huskies apparel. And university owned, university operated, University Images. Come up to the SDC and say hi.
Or you can go to bookstore.mtu.edu if you like to sit inside your room and not talk to people.
Both entirely valid. I mean, maybe check it out between league games. May as well. All right.
Wow.
And that is quite the game. Looking at the damage charts, Callista with the 30k damage, it is not looking good.
But Akali was not far behind with just below 30k.
Yeah, and MTU just barely hitting 17k on their highest. It is quite unfortunate, with Poor in the Box being the only one early game champion to manage to keep up with their damage.
It was a very unfortunate 3 kills that were given away at the beginning of the game that really
snowballed it in.
Yeah, I feel like Maryville, if they know anything, they know how to push a lead. And they definitely did that this game.
Especially with those champions that they had. Once they got kills,
it was a downward spiral.
It was. Callista, quite strong. Especially on the, you get it on the mid, you get it on the ADC, you get it on the jungler. There's no worse circumstance. Because all of Maryville's lanes were off to a good start at the start of the match. And it looks like that. So what do you want to see? What do you want to see in this next game? What do you think MTU can do to try and maybe even the playing field?
Ooh, wow. I think that maybe not running 5 bot right at the very beginning of the game could be good, but
that is fair.
I think it might do them well to try to play this next game safer
Yeah.
I don't know.
Try and prevent leads from happening. It looked like the Cho'Gath was doing that near the beginning of the game, but it looks like the Rumble just kept poking and poking and poking. So maybe some early game champions try and get as many kills as you can, and hope and pray that Maryville makes a mistake that we can capitalize on.
Maybe God forbid, a ranged top laner on our side.
Oh
perhaps?
no! Or we maybe put 67 on, or maybe the Cassante top lane.
I could see that. I think that our Cassante could definitely do something with that Rumble.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, and maybe we ban Callista and like a lot of hyperscaling people.
Who do you think would be worse for MT to deal with, Jinx or Callista?
I honestly think that Callista will be a lot harder to deal with, just because the amount of she has compared to Jinx. Callista has peel built into her kit. She can dash. She can just cut you out. Meanwhile, Jinx, even though if she gets a lead, it's bad. It's not as bad as Callista, because Callista is a stat stick. Jinx, you can 1v2 bot lane if she's ahead. Just CC her, go in on her. She can't get out. But Callista, she dodges around you. She goes in. She goes out. She uses some funny spear tech to throw her spear out and have it attach to the minion. You get slowed. You get kited. Because if you throw your spear with your spear at a minion already, like when it's low, you can immediately E and gain all the mana back from your E. And it's off cooldown. And the enemy laners get slowed. They get damaged. They get everything. And with that, we will be going for a slight intermission just to pick up where we left off for game 2. We'll see you shortly.
So, did you come to stream late,
Sleeping
Mr. Esports Time? You should keep up with MTU Esports by following our Twitch channel. If you want to see past VODs and other future content, you should be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel too. It is at MTU Esports.
Yeah, both tags are, and you don't have to be specifically Esports Time to do both of those things. That'd be nice.
But anyway, bans.
Going into pick bans.
Am I right?
MTU banning off the Ziggs, banning off the Jinx, and then Maryville banning off Cassante and Zach again. Maryville not wanting any of that Cassante smoke.
And I am predicting a Nico ban for the third spot from Maryville. I don't think they want the Nico smoke either.
MTU maybe have picked the Ziggs off of Maryville last time. That probably might have been what happened. 467. Not wanting to play it here and then just banning it instead.
Ziggs was the first pick last, so that is very possible.
And the Graves ban from NTU, followed by the Nico ban from Maryville. Maryville not wanting that. Michigan Tech picking up that J4 with that tanky jungle that might give them that much of a lead to maybe get their foot in the door. Callista is on the table here. Lee Sin getting picked up by Maryville, maybe?
The Lee Sin hover.
Both jungles maybe being picked first is going to be definitely interesting.
Oh, switching back to a Yone last second.
Yone is definitely quite good right now. I remember a couple of days ago, I went into a Yone Yumi bots, and I swear to you, he got a 500 shields every 5 seconds, and it was unplayable almost. And then second pick for Maryville, that Lee Sin hover. They're definitely thinking about that Lee Sin. Lee Sin into J4.
And they lock in the Lee Sin.
Lee Sin into J4 is going to be very interesting. Both are really like gank-centered, gank-heavy junglers.
For sure.
It's going to be interesting to see how they play out. With J4 being a little bit on the tankier side, might be good in the new jungle changes.
They are both very early game focused, I would say.
Yeah. Lee Sin's damage also doesn't seem to fall off, but neither does J4's tankiness and just stats and overall. The Silas being picked up from Michigan Tech, that is what I like to see. Silas is quite good right now.
I believe you called that earlier this stream, didn't you?
I was looking for Maryville maybe banning out Silas or us banning out Silas because he is very strong in the way that he performs, and I think one of our players plays Silas quite well. Tristana being locked up by Michigan Tech too. We're looking for a lot of maybe engage here on the side of MTU, getting that J4, getting that Silas, getting that Tristana. Very aggressive team comp.
Seeing an actual ADC time, it is possible that Michigan Tech is looking for a more like, almost like more like, not less like random team comp. I wouldn't say random, but like, you know what I'm saying, like a bit more like, it was like the ADC role
like
that generally has ADC.
normalized.
Yeah, more normalized, I'd say.
More meta, I guess. Some may say. Others may say not as fun, but more meta. Nonetheless, the Xayah lock for Maryville. And followed by a Poppy ban from Maryville. Poppy being armor stat stick can basically cancel out someone's either AD or AP if the team's going full of that. And it looks like on the side of Maryville, they're looking heavy AD with that Lee Sin Xayah. Yone got that mixed damage about him, but it's not as good.
And we see the Rakan ban. I was just thinking about that since Maryville locked in Xayah in their first three, that we might ban Rakan, and it looks like we are.
And that will be that, like, maybe champion-centered. That is quite interesting, the way that Xayah Rakan work. With them being locked together, they get a slight advantage, but it's not always the best, I don't think. It's just slight range. Get that recall buff. It's nice, but it's not that game-changing.
I think we're looking for a support or top ban from MTU here.
And Maryville picking up that Malphite ban, not wanting the rock to go in. And then Xerath banned from Michigan Tech. Xerath is quite an impressive laner in the mid lane and even in support.
Yeah. Okay.
Looks like Maryville's pick now, going for the Echo, picking up maybe some AP on the side of Maryville. Especially, Maryville has a lot of survivability. The Xayah ults, Echo ults, both Xayah being able to go immune, Echo just going back. And Yone is just E ability, just get out of jail free card after he wants to go in. And then
is that a Talia? Very interesting. Talia hover on the side of MTU.
Silas at? Because I remember us last time that I casted, so maybe last Thursday, we had a Talia in the mid lane. So I'm not sure where our Silas might be. Maybe support or top. I'm not entirely sure. Looking at this last pick from Michigan Tech to maybe shed some light on
Clarify
that.
some things, and
that is the Jax hovered new visual rework out too. It's gonna be interesting to see that in game if it is locked.
Jax might be going to top. I really couldn't tell you what's going on with
the team comp
with Michigan Tech here.
No, it's J4. It's J4 support, Silas jungle. Don't worry about it. No, but it's gonna be interesting. And then the Jax lock probably gonna be in that top lane, as you said. Talia mid. The other three, Tristana's ADC. That's all I know.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
It's a Tristana like
Tristana
mid
jungle.
Or something, and they're pulling out the Talia Silas bot lane.
The last pick from Maryville
is
is that Rumble, which was so oppressive in the top lane.
Oh,
the Azir lock afterwards.
And if I remember correctly, MTU banned Azir last time.
They did. They
did not ban it this time.
And it looks like on the side of Maryville, they don't have much tanks. Not much like face tank value. They look, other than the Lee Sin, which kind of goes bruiser-ish, but it's
a bit more bruiser than assassin, but
not really tanky. What do you think that Michigan Tech has to do against that team comp? Do you think there's anything specific that we have to keep in mind?
I'm seeing that the Echo and the Yone can definitely get on top of someone. The Lee Sin can get on top of someone.
Mm-hmm.
The Azir with some good movement mechanics can get on top of someone. I think they need to be careful about getting dove upon.
Yes, for sure. They definitely got a lot of maneuverability on Maryville's side, but I think we have almost just as much with that Tristana jump, J4 jump, Silas jump, and Jax Q, all being able to maneuver. The only one that we don't have mobility in is Talia, but she does have that ability with Talia placing down her E, making anyone who does any movement ability in it gets knocked up, which is going to be very, very useful here.
And Talia also has the ability to place down all the stones on the ground that damage people when they make dashes.
Yeah.
Which we have an Echo who can dash, an Azir who can dash, a Lee Sin who can dash, and a Yone who can dash.
The only one unable to do that is Zaya. Yep.
There will definitely be a lot of time for that to come out in game.
And with that, it looks like they were listening in on the team comps. Meanwhile, so speaking of what we need to do, are you a tech student? Do you want to or just need to be living close to campus? Well, we got places for you, and that we also got the perfect locations. Live where you want to live. Go to houghtonforrent.com. I got my townhouse. I got the contract from Houghton for Rent, and it is quite good.
Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're probably enjoying that a lot more than our team is enjoying this match.
No, this game will definitely be interesting.
No, I believe. Yeah. MTU can pull this back. Reverse sweep.
Looks like MTU has a better almost. It's the level one between these two teams are quite interesting because you usually can tell if one level one is a lot better than another level one, but here it's kind of hard to say because Maryville has that Lee Sin, has that Yone, but MTU has that Tristana, got that Jax, and even Silas.
Yeah, there are some very strong level ones.
All around.
I guess we will see. Maybe we see them. Maybe we see both teams rush bot again.
Maybe. Anyways,
that would be something.
Yeah. Well, let's let that just cook up real quick, and I believe we are going to go to break and meet you guys back when in game. We'll see you there with some more content.
Yep, in about 3 minutes.
Yep. See you then. that bot-sided rush like normal. Maryville is not going for that this time around, but they do have some people looking for anything suspicious. Echo with a deep push into MTU's jungle is just sitting there. Maybe in a ward, trying to go around.
Oh,
Bring
and
around the
he has been
Rosie.
pinged. They know he is there.
They know he's there, and that is Silas getting lots of damage onto that, and that
And
is a
first
blood.
kill to
Talia.
MTU.
Quite good with it on the mid laner. Might be better on the jungler, but honestly, with it being J4, not that. I think it might be just as good on the Talia.
Also, I didn't realize this, but I do believe that
Silas is support. Yep, this
Silas
happened last
support.
time almost with the Silas on the support. It honestly isn't that too bad. It looks like he does a lot of damage early. He has so much peel. He has so much healing. He could tank a lot. He could just exist. And hopefully Maryville can't do much about it as of right now.
So that
Jax
is a-
against a Yone mid lane. Talia proceeding
Talia
to go top lane. Maybe depending. And it looks like
Talia picking up that amp tone early on. So that
Mhm.
is pretty good for her.
Fortunately, the kill did not go to the mid laner. Went to the top laner, which isn't as bad. Looks like Azir is going to match the Talia into the top lane. Looked like maybe Talia didn't want to play into the Azir, so maybe a lane swap was called, but they both swapped. It looks like that is a Echo support as well. I now realize that as well, which he is their mid laner from last game, which is an interesting lane swap, but it's going to be fun nonetheless.
With some curious support picks
Mm-hmm.
from both sides.
And mid picks. It looks like all the lanes are rotated a little bit, other than support. Able to go in onto the Tristana. Tristana being about half, but able to somehow make it out alive. Not somehow. Very easily. Still level 1 though. Level 2 re-achieved for them in the bot lane. Slightly better circumstance for them as they're level matched. Both junglers are pathing towards the bot side, so it looks like a gank might be set up for MTU, maybe even a counter gank from MU.
It looks like Lee Sin has a bit of a faster clear there and is pinging Jarvan. Actually, I guess
Looks like
Jarvan full clear top.
Knowing Psycho, knowing where Poro in the box is, just because with
And-
that vision on there, getting able to almost get the pick. Poro, unfortunately, falling to the Yone, burning 2 flashes though to get the kill. Goal is burning Poro's flash to try and get out.
In the game 1-1 and evening up the gold. And MTU gets
going
the
in.
level 3 first, and they are going to try to go in.
Down on 6-7. Unfortunately, that damage reduction does a lot, and Lee Sin coming in, picking up the first, and getting the slow in onto the Silas.
Does not look Silas will make it up. Echo picks up the second kill there.
That is 1-3. And that is a 1 kill Lee Sin, 1 kill mid lane, and 1 kill on the support, which is kind of like last game, really. But you know what? From 1 minute to maybe 4 minutes, that's not too bad. It looks like Craftinator able to get decent poke on with that stun under tower onto Silly Billy, making sure that he gets that tower shot taken.
So I am saying that we did get a ranged top laner this time, like I said.
Maybe a little bit more than just one though. Both
Yeah,
top
we did get
laners
2
being
ranged top laners, which
Worse
I
than
suppose
one.
is better than 1.
Depends on what top laners you ask, but yes.
I guess. It'd be
Looks like-
nice if we had the only ranged top laner, but
Yeah. But just because it is Azir and Talia, both not too roamy, except for maybe Azir. Azir might be able to roam. Talia roams a little bit with ults, but they usually might just want to stay in their lane.
J4 giving up on the gank top lane for now.
Looks like Big Daddy
You do
Bard
see 3
unable
people
to
mid, and there
poke
are
off. Looks
calls
like
there.
the Yone being very oppressive against the Jax as of right now. Maybe later, hopefully, Jax might be able to pick up some items and maybe stick the Yone.
We are seeing a back
long as
front.
it
Oh,
doesn't get
Jax
too
is
high.
not backing.
Echo getting burst damage on.
And
Dr. Kennen unable to let that slide, going in with the WE and then able to pick up that kill onto Echo.
Go falls to Tristana. So that is very good for MTU.
Getting that kill on that ADC, nice and fed, nice and item upped. It is quite good. Raffinator getting the minion. All right.
Okay, so we do see that the Ocean Dragon is up in the bot side, and it looks like Lee Sin is heading down there, so we might see a dragon.
Early back on Talia, she does have that Lost Chapter that's here. She's going to be stacking. She's going to be just playing for the long con. Jax with that first buy tabbies against Yone, which is going to have help a lot in surviving in lane against such an impressive auto attack laner.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, bot shenanigans happening. Gecko trying to almost going in every time he's able to, trying to get as much poke off with that W. And honestly, it's somehow working, but sometimes he overextends a lot. And him being the main
slight fight
from MTU.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, mid lane, lots of folks coming in. Oh, Dr. Kennen able to pick off the Echo. Echo going down to 67. Tristana picking up the kill. Meanwhile,
beautiful from MTU.
a nice walk in the park. Oh, Craftinator getting that good poke in.
We
Not
do
even
see
hit by a
Lee
single
Sin
ability from the
entering
Yone.
the bottom jungle. Might be trying to pick off the MTU's jungler before going for that dragon.
J4 seems to be grouping with Tristana, and looks like Lee Sin might be going to try and dive mid with the Jax. Probably not, due with Jax having his ultimate up and everything. Looks like a skirmish in the mid lane here. Oh, Big Daddy Bard getting ulted under tower. Unfortunately, able to not get out from that.
That is Azir picking up a kill onto Talia.
Just barely.
Okay, we do
Bard
see
falling, still has
a
DP up.
repeal from Maryville in the mid lane with 2 MTU.
Fortunately, the support and jungler roaming up to help out the mid lane. Yone able to live, able to escape.
Yep, and no deaths on either side.
It's a nice skirmish. Love to see it. You hate to see it. Looks like Echo is going down the fastest route, which is in our jungle.
But is not
Not a
punished
care in
or
the
seen
world.
for it.
Yep. With not much rewards from MTU. Looks like the hit on that. Looks like Silly Billy is in a dire circumstance here. Two
Echo
people here.
coming up towards mid lane. Might be trying to go for something there.
Silas still mid.
And we see Lee Sin coming down to help out.
It's like this battle of the roaming supports. Echo and Silas just fighting over who goes where. Meanwhile, ADCs duel it out in the bot lane.
Okay, we do
Jax.
see a 3v3 here in the mid area.
Jax low on mana, not wanting to fight. Silas also low on mana, has a little bit more though.
Jumping onto Xayah.
Looks like Tristana getting
Help.
very, very good poke onto.
Yone making
Xayah.
it out alive, just barely, in mid lane.
Talia unable to get out, almost with that stun onto Lee Sin.
But Lee Sin picks up the Talia kill.
Looks like Silly Billy still in lane low, maybe looking for a bait for everyone. Try and hop on. Looks like J4
Man.
able to pick up the Lee Sin, a level ahead of Lee Sin.
But J4 is now being collapsed upon by Azir and Echo. And
Unfortunately,
ends up going
not
down
able
to
get it
Azir.
out. It's interesting looking at the level difference in this game because you got your top laners, level 8, you got your supports, level level 4 on the Echo.
yeah, Echo
Echo
has
is
been
really
roaming a
good.
lot, so he has been missing out on the experience that Silas has been getting.
Yeah, especially with the playstyle of, I think he might be starving himself on purpose, trying to get as much XP to that Xayah as possible. Because
Which it appears to be working out for him because Echo has been a part of securing some substantial kills for the
Yeah.
side of Maryville.
that catch-up XP later is going to go crazy. And he doesn't even have any relic or any of that. He decided to take the damaging one. So even with his roaming, he still makes a decent amount of money. Looks like Echo is near the top side, red side. Yone able to get out of there.
Lee Sin and Jarvan both in their bot side jungles.
So meanwhile, skirmishes to happening top side. Oh, mid lane,
Slight skirmish
Craftinator
with Silas and Echo.
in.
And Lee
Silly
Sin
Billy
and Xayah
using
are coming up for that.
Ults for ults. And then Silas going up onto Yone. Able to pick up
And
maybe
Jax
one.
ends up falling. And
Silas picking up the Yone. Talia, Big Daddy Bod roaming down with the ultimate. One in the jungle. 3v3 on the side. MTU, one falls.
Lee Sin ends up picking up a kill on Talia. The Xayah ult comes out. And Echo is able to pick up the kill onto J4.
Dr. Cannon may be able to leave here.
Lee Sin is looking for something
is pretty
onto
bad.
Silas.
Going in. 67. Dr. Cannon with another kill. Silas is low on mana. Has the blue buff from that previous fight, though. Unable to land the chains onto the next victim.
Azir is pushing down the top side quite hard.
Yep.
Already
Sounds
taken
about
2
right.
tower platings.
Seems about right for a top laner. And just living
There
up
are
to the
calls
reputation.
for Rift Herald from the side of MTU.
And it looks like MTU has heavy presence topsided, so this might be pretty doable to just get out pretty cleanly. Especially with that Tristana mid. She does a lot of damage. She's what MTU is relying on right now. She already has her Kraken Slayer, so that press the attack that does she have? Yep, she that press the attack with the bomb, doing lots of damage. That first 3 hits.
We see strong presence from both MTU and Maryville in the top side. They're definitely both looking to fight over this Rift Herald, with Jax and Yone holding up the bot lane.
Yep, as the laners like to match, they will match. 67 in a very unfortunate scenario. Dr. Cannon getting a good knock up onto the Echo. Unfortunately, not able to pick it up.
2v4,
Power
they might
back
be
going
picking up
in
the
on the
Lee
Lee Sin, not wanting this smite to be up, and that is
And they pick up the Lee Sin, and Xayah picks up the J4.
both jungles out of the picture. It doesn't look like many objectives will be picking
And
up here.
Tristana and Talia are on the run. Looks like it is a
67 managing
3v2.
to get out of
Xayah picks up the kill onto Talia, and 67
able to leave.
makes it out alive.
Honestly, I'm kind of liking the Silas support here, especially with the way he predicts the movement of people. Even if he just meant to aim for the other person there, able to pick up that Lee Sin W pretty nicely.
For sure. This game appears to be going a lot better for MTU so far than the
So
last
Dr.
one.
Cannon, unfortunately, getting picked up.
Ooh.
Or in the box, getting the pick up back onto the Echo.
As now
Looks like
1v1ing the Xayah. Xayah
smacking
used
the Xayah.
Exhaust. And
Lee
the
Sin roaming up. Unfortunately, Jax is also
Lee
roaming
Sin
up.
picks up a
Xayah
kill
looks
onto
like she's
J4.
won, and
And
the
Talia
flash
picks up
down
a kill
for the
onto
bug.
Xayah. Lee Sin goes onto Talia, but
Talia
Talia
also
is able
has-
to knock him away.
Unfortunately, it's
Sin is
looking
still
bad for Big
sticking on
Daddy
it
Bar.
hard, but Tristana shows up for the save. It will
Seven
be enough. It
going
will not be
in.
enough. Lee Sin picks up the kill onto Talia, and Tristana picks up the kill onto Lee Sin.
Looks like a very, very close skirmish in the bot lane. Both 1 HP. Looks like Yone wants to go in as much as he wants. Looks like with this last Q, he might try to do something, make a play. Raffinator trying to look for the one, but unfortunately gets picked off by Silly Billy.
Yone lands his Q and his E, and
And
it.
then you can't do a thing because knockups.
it looks like a Talia TP bot lane going for a kill on the Yone. Will Yone be able to escape? Nope.
And that's just 2 rocks. All I had to deal with.
We have seen Azir's passive turret coming down in the top lane. And
Four in the box, not caring, going in, getting poked down a lot by the turret. Dr. Cannon going in onto that, onto 2, and then able to get out of there.
Yep, using Azir's
Lee
ult,
Sin
and Lee Sin lands the
landing
Q,
going back in.
and J4 gets a kill onto Azir.
That is a 550 gold for 4 in the box. Quite good for him.
Lee Sin was
67
not able
going
to find
in
J4,
with the big
and J4 was able
damage.
to make it out.
Unfortunately, going in a little too close to melee range.
And Lee Sin is able to
Psycho
pick up the
and
kill onto
Echo
Tristana.
able to just tear through them. 4 in the box,
Juicy.
going back in while he's low. Echo picking up 1, and then other dropping to Lee Sin.
That
Unfortunate. That sort of meat grinder. Oh, you've come into this bush. We're both melee champs. We're both wailing on you.
yeah,
Always.
that
not
fight
fun.
seemed to end a bit better for Maryville than for MTU, but it looks like Talia is down here in the bot side and is
Almost
not
able
able
to
to survive the 2v1.
Almost able to get the pick.
Almost
onto
able to get the pick,
Yone.
but,
Unfortunately,
Yone
Zir
picks up the
dashing in
kill.
front of the rock, taking
And that should be bot tower going down now.
Jax on his way to defend it, but probably only going to be able to pick up the wave after it crashes into the next hour.
We do see a 3v1 in the
Dr.
top side
Cannon able to
versus
pick
Lee
up
Sin.
He's stunned on Lee Sin. J4 going in.
Nope,
Unfor-
Lee Sin
going
definitely
out.
evading them.
Lee Sin
back
going in. 67 going in. 67 going out. Pour in the box on his
And
way.
Lee Sin is left
trying
out of
to get
sliver
that
HP, and Jarvan is able to pick
Take.
up the kill with his Q.
That is 800 gold to J4, which is quite massive. That Lee
And
Sin bounty is
even more, we could see a Rift Herald here possibly, since the Maryville jungler just went down.
That is true. That is true. Smite is
But
up.
it
on
looks
the
like
side of
Jarvan is
MTU.
just backing off and not going for a Rift Herald.
It is probably not the greatest idea, just because
Maryville has a strong
lot,
presence in the top side and a
too.
big lead.
Yep. Looks like
And Echo
Big Daddy
land
Bard
does not land the W.
able to get out of the time well in time, able to just chill out and back. And it looks
Okay.
like Jax is just getting as much farm as he can bot lane, away from everyone else. Azir coming to, trying to contest him.
We do see 3 people heading top lane for Yone. So let's see how that
Looks
goes
like
for them.
67 going in, getting some early damage in. 67
Yone
dodging
misses
it.
his ult.
Misses
and
the ult, going
picks
into
up the kill on
3 different
Yone.
people. Craftinator trying to get out. Not trying to get out.
Oh, Azir is able to pick up the kill
Craftinator
onto
getting
Jax,
one.
but Jarvan is able to finish it off
J4.
with his ult. Zaya is coming in. Will Jarvan be able to make it out?
Away.
I'm not sure what the escape plan is.
There is
here.
3 people.
Echo
right
is
now
coming
who
down
use
for him,
side
as is
bot
Lee
side.
Sin. He is trying to
Maybe.
back in the alcove, but I don't think that's going to work out for him. Yep, Echo picks up the kill onto J4. We do see Silas and Tristana taking on the Rift Herald, and it does not look like Maryville has any vision of it. So I believe
Yep.
they will be able to pick that up.
Not contested. It looks like Maryville will just try and focus on taking that bot lane tower for it.
So hopefully they will be able to use that for some pressure on the map while they do something else, perhaps get Dragon.
Probably send it top lane, wall that, pressure that top lane. Have to have someone go on both backing top lane.
And they did
So
not drop Rift Herald
Craftinator
up there.
going in onto Zaya, unfortunately stunning, but also
And
getting
Zaya
stunned.
picks up the kill onto Jax.
The Echo is kind of actually really good, a really interesting pick, but also seems to be going really well for the side of Maryland.
Yeah, despite the fact that he's a bit low on levels, like he really seems to be providing a lot for his team. And
Well,
Yone gets 2v1 to there, and the kill gets picked up by J4. Silas is going on the Lee Sin. Lee Sin is dashing away. Will he be able to make it out? Silas steals the Lee Sin ult, so we'll see if he does something with that. Tristana is going on to the Echo. That full bomb landed on the Echo. Echo lands a stun.
Echo doing a lot of
And
Tristana's
J4
HP.
ult coming out. Silas using the Lee Sin ult. And we saw the Tristana ult coming out as well.
And
J4. Oh, and the kill
Echo
goes on to
getting
Talia.
picked up.
Rift Herald is being dropped bot side. Azir is pushing top.
And that is jungle down for the side of Maryland. It looks like there might be a drag call here, maybe, after MTU defends their mid lane.
And that puts the gold lead right around 5k-ish.
It looks like MTU wants to go in onto there.
And
Zaya
Zaya is able to pick up the
going
kill onto
invulnerable.
Silas. And Zaya is not able
Almost
to kill
getting
the
to
J4. That was
Zaya
a
with
close
good
one,
movement
J4.
with the feathers in mind, almost bursting down J4 all
It was
the way
close.
back.
It was.
Looks a lot closer. Earlier it was almost like 3k golds, and now we're looking at a 4k gold lead, which isn't too bad based on 6k.
It was 6k at one point. So MTU is
Bringing it back
really
down
brought
to
it
5.
back with that last fight.
Yeah, 4.5.
So good on them.
And it looks like just a lot of just setting up for things. MTU picking up that ocean drag is going to be a
And I
lot
missed
easier
it, but yeah,
for
they
us in
did pick up the
fights.
ocean drag. Probably while the Rift Herald was pushing bot side.
Talia
we do
picking
see,
up her second item here.
You
Really
see
good.
3 of
Same with
Maryville in the mid
J4.
lane, and we see
Yone
4
ult.
of MTU coming in.
Cannon.
Silas is taking on
Block.
Yone, lands a
Yone
3-person
ult.
Yone ult.
Big stun followed
Two-
up by the Jax, and
Wow.
they got absolutely grouped, zooped, and gone.
Beautiful. Yep. So MTU is shrinking that gold lead to right around 3k.
That
So
was a massive
good
ulti
on them. We
from the
do
Silas.
see the Baron coming up soon. So there
the
may be
Varsity.
calls for that.
Looks like MTU has a lot of their kills on the important people too, as well. With that money on Tristana, money on J4, money on Talia.
Yep.
It's gonna be very
And we do see Tristana versus Zaya. It looks like they are both backing off.
Both teams
Uh,
not willing to risk that. For
We
the
do see
box.
a 2v1 onto J4 here in
Trying
bot
to
side jungle.
leave, and
J4
he is
appears
able
to
get
make it out.
Big Daddy Bard able to maybe get it out. Unfortunately, with the rollback from the Echo Q,
He's able to get the kill onto Talia. We do see calls for Baron coming down from Maryville. MTU does not have vision on it, but they probably suspect that something is up, and they appear to be heading in that general direction.
Yone split pushing bot lane with that hull breaker, trying to make as much use of it as possible, be as much of a nuisance to MTU.
Yep, and his TP is almost up, so if he needs to get into the fight, he can.
That is the Baron start from the side of MU, and it looks like Dr. Kennen knows.
We still have 10 seconds until Talia is up, so we have a bit before it is a 5v5.
Sin going in. Unfortunately, there is 3. 67 picking up
Tristana
the
picks up the kill onto Lee Sin.
Dr. Kennen unable to land the chains onto the Xayah. Was very close, though.
So they did get the pick onto Lee Sin, which stops the Baron fight for now, since they don't have that smite to confirm it.
MU people over into the mid tower, unfortunately defending it from the 67's hefty amount of Taro damage.
Yeah, and it feels like this kill lead just keeps getting shorter and shorter.
Yep, with 4K golds now, or no, less than 4K, almost 3K.
Right around the 3K mark. Yeah, so if you'll remember, Maryville used to be at a 9-kill lead.
9 kills. Shit.
And now it's been shortened down to around 4.
That is not too bad, especially when you know that MTU was down those kills, so they didn't have that much of a gold left to them. So even them expending their lives to get kills, they were high value kills with those high bounties, that 900k golds, 450. Remember at least 5 bounties that MTU picked up.
They really do seem to be turning this game around. So we do see quite a bit of vision on the top side from both teams. 2 control wards in the river up there.
Trying to look around, just make sure the
Echo's going for a little poke
Baron.
onto Jax.
If one team goes Baron, it's going to be bad for the other. Big Daddy Bard picking up a lot of damage onto the Azir. Azir trying to just kite him out. Might look like Azir dying of damage. Minions.
And Tristana picks up a kill onto Azir. We do know that Silas picked up the Echo ult, so we'll see if that comes into play.
Box going in, unfortunately.
And Yone is able to pick up the kill onto J4. Silas is able to pick up the kill onto Yone. You do see Tristana pick up the kill onto Echo, and Tristana is going onto the Xayah. Xayah appears to make it out. Tristana throws her bomb onto Lee Sin. Lee Sin picks up a kill onto Silas, and he is able to pick up another kill onto Tristana. The ult from Tristana was not enough, but 67 is able to pick up the kill onto Lee Sin.
And that is a 4-for-4 ADCs, last one left on the sides of both teams.
That was pretty crazy. We're still at a 4-kill difference, still right around 3K, but that was quite the display.
Bloodbath. And that is probably what's going to be happening a lot with a lot of the ADCs trying to be in the back, just trying to avoid damage while everyone else dukes it out and gets one shot by mostly the ADCs. That Xayah damage coming in hot against 2 of MTU's. The J4 just being alone with the Echo and her really just melted him.
We do see a lot of Maryville presence top side. J4 might be trying to sneak in a Cloud Drake here, it would appear, before they're able to get to the Baron call. But Lee Sin is heading down there as well. Might be expecting it.
With that 4 of Maryville.
Okay, and we do have 3 of them going on to Silas, but he's able to get out with the Yone ult.
Yone ult being really good. Unfortunate that he had to use it on escape.
But Silas' ult cooldown is very short, so he'll have that back soon enough. And Maryville has started the Baron.
Looks like MTU's looking to try and contest.
And Echo and Maryville is able to pick up the Baron. Yone misses his ult, and
Yone is almost
ends up dying to the J4 ult. J4 is able to get back into his jungle, but appears to be able to survive the Lee Sin engaging onto him.
Lee Sin falling for that. Dr. Kennen trying to
and Xayah picks up 2 kills with her E.
67 going over.
Tristana picks up the Azir kill.
And then
League replay is going to die on us. So fun.
Then Echo picking up the Talia. With that, Maryville runs down towards MTU's base with Baron. 2-4-4-4-3.
It would appear that Maryville ended up winning that fight.
And Poor in the box is alone with the 1v2 against the ADC and the support. Unfortunately, not built for doing too much damage. Just trying to defend.
Grabbing a little poke, but he is not able to stop them from taking inhibitor there.
Looks like they are going for a reset on the side of MU. And it looks like one fight might end this all.
Now, Ione and Lee Sin are heading towards the top side. We do see a TP from, is that Azir going down the bot side? Yes, we do.
With that, Lee Sin just absolutely shredding through a lot of us. They were all low. Lee Sin was low. Unfortunately, Lee Sin pulled out some flashy mechanics with that flash backwards into the bush, able to keep him alive for a little bit longer, picked up another kill, and it evened out that fight for Maryville.
And we do see Silas going onto the Echo. They both use Echo ult and heal back up from that engagement.
Echo doing a surprising lot more damage from last time.
Yeah, a lot of
Usually
damage
with the support. I didn't notice him doing that much damage before, but his items seem to have really picked up, especially with that Darksteel stacks.
Yeah, and that Lich
Staying
Bane,
alive.
it's very much needed for Echo. And we do see a bit of a 4v3 here in the bot side with Yone and Lee Sin on their way.
Tower versus tower. Azir tower against our inhibitor-based tower. Baron crashing down onto the tower, which is
We do see Yone going onto Jax there a little bit in the mid side. They do end up taking bot tower, and they look like they're about to take bot inhibitor as well. Yes, they do.
4v5 in the bot lane. 5v5 almost now because Yone is pushing up mid in him.
Talia landing some good poke on the Xayah there, and Silas using the Azir ult, and Azir ult uses Azir ult. Yone lands his ult and appears to pick up a kill onto the Talia.
67 and pour in the box, able to make it out. Fortunately, they are the last ones left on the side of MTU.
And they are going to need to pull off something crazy to Lee Sin lands the
getting
Q,
on
this
by
is full
Lee Sin.
combo.
67 able
Tristana
to
makes
make
it back
Fountain.
into Fountain.
Echo
Echo uses ult.
Out of Fountain.
J4 is
J4
1v1ing
shuts down the
Lee
ADC.
Sin, but now Yone has joined,
Still
and he
managed to
flashes away, but is not
almost
able to
live.
get away.
But falls.
Before
Maryville
Echo.
is able to pick up last match.
And that'll be game 2 to Echo. I gotta say,
A
I
lot
saw a
closer
lot of
than last.
improvement from
Yeah.
MTU that game. Like, that was a lot. Yeah, that was not as much of a sweep as game 1 was.
And that was a lot closer to than last game, of course. As well as there was a lot of honestly better plays from both sides with that Lee Sin 1v3, with the Tristana being able to pick off 2 bot lane in a 1v2. All sorts of things added up for just a lot closer of a game than last time.
Yeah, we saw some fantastic adaptability from MTU. Adapting to their opponents.
And it was also really interesting seeing the Silas and the Echo both roaming together. Not really together, but they were just having a support off, but in all lanes except for bot lane and maybe top lane. And
so that is going to end off our game here. So that leaves Michigan Tech at 5-1 and Maryville at 6-0.
And on Monday, we will have Rocket League playing at 7 p.m. East turn time versus UCM Red.
And then on Tuesday, we will have more League of Legends at 7 p.m. versus UNC Greensboro.
Hopefully we can pick up that number 6 as well. And then on Wednesday, we have COD playing at 7 p.m. Eastern time, like usual, versus Southeastern Illinois.
And we would like to thank all of our partners for supporting MTU Esports. I've been Ben.
And I'm Nolan, and I hope you all have a good rest of your night.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, and good luck on exams. See ya.